Now, tonight, 7 bills are laws of the country, quietly passed by the National Assembly and signed into law today by President William Ruto. Now, the amendments seek to address fiscal deficit by broadening the tax base and compliance. While some proposals in there raise concerns, others say the bill will offer relief to employees and employers alike. In a sitting that extended to almost 9 p.m., into the night, the bills were prioritized by the House last week before it proceeded on recess. Close to 65 members of Parliament unanimously gave the nod, describing them as progressive laws that will turn around lives prior to the passage of the bill. The National Assembly Committee on Finance and National Planning had also concluded public participation. Now, the same on the November date was 28, and by the next sitting, that was the 3rd of December, a report had been tabled before the House for considerations. Now, the members of Parliament will then proceed to debate the bill on Wednesday last week. Let's now take a look at the bills that have been passed into law. So we begin with the assent today. The President did this today, and let's begin with the first one. This is the Business Laws Amendment Bill of 2024. By enacting this law, the National Assembly offered a reprieve to small banks by staggering the requirement to raise their core capital to 10 billion shillings. Now, the new law will now require banks and mortgage financial institutions to raise their core capital gradually within the next 5 years, eventually reaching a minimum of 10 billion by the year 2029. Now, the Tax Procedure Amendment Bill is our second bill here, and this law simplifies the compliance for small businesses and small farmers by providing for reverse ticketing, where the purchase will be the ones, or the purchaser will be the ones to issue a tax invoice for the purpose of ascertaining tax liability. This applies to businesses whose turnover does not exceed 5 million shillings. Now, the amendments also seek to provide clarity and simplify compliance for small businesses and small-scale farmers. Now, that is the Tax Procedure Amendment Bill 2024, which was also signed into law. And there's the Tax Laws Amendment Bill 2024. Now, this law will enable the government to generate some of the revenue lost after the collapse of the Finance Bill 2024, while providing relief to their employers and, of course, retirees and businesses. It was aimed at amending the provisions of four acts of Parliament. That's the Income Tax Act, the Value Added Tax, the Excise Duty Act, and the Miscellaneous Fees and Levies Act. Now, then there is a final one that we look at tonight. This is the Kenya Revenue Authority Amendment Bill of 2024. Now, this bill finally provides for the appointment of the deputy commissioners by the Commissioner of KRA. However, the appointments will be subject to the approval of the board. Now, this bill further amends the KRA Act, giving the National Treasury Cabinet Secretary power to waive the penalties payable by an appointed agent who fails to transfer funds collected if the failure was inadvertent. Now, these are the 4 bills you are looking at, but there are also other bills. I told you there are 7. There's the Kenya Roads Amendment Bill of 2024, the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission Bill, and, of course, the Statutory Instrument Amendment Bill. All right, that is the bills at a glance. We'll definitely be telling you more about them and the implication as Kimani Ichung'wah comes to studio tonight. Away from that, the government hopes that these new laws will change your life, give you relief from both ends. That's the employer and the employee, among other goodies in there. But they were silently passed and today publicly assented to by the president. So tonight, we seek your view on, one, how they were passed, and if you believe they will serve your needs. How they were passed, and if you believe they will serve your needs. Please share with us your thoughts tonight on our toll-free number 22151. Tag us on X with the hashtag NewsHour, at Ken Mijungu, at KTN News. We will definitely be sampling some of your feedback during the course of this live newscast.